Barbecue jerk chicken, such an easy dish to make. It's one of my favorite things in the summer. Just crack that on the barbecue. You got a crowd pleaser right there. Gonna try this out. Wow, this is intense. If you'd like to learn how to make this recipe, keep watching this video. Like, share, comment, and share to all your friends. So first thing I'm going to show you is the ingredients we're going to be using. So we've got about 500 grams of chicken thighs, skin on, and about another 500 grams of chicken wings. So I decided to put both of them together because for the marinade process, it doesn't really matter. The only difference would be on the cooking process. So with the chicken thighs, we'd maybe have them separate, or we can cook together but then take the chicken wings out. Also, another fun fact is we can use the same process to cook on the barbecue. So we could cook this halfway in the oven and then finish it on the barbecue to give that beautiful crispiness and that smoky flavor that the charcoal would give us. We're going to be using this Dunn's River jerk seasoning. There's no need to make your own because there's not much better than this. This is the preferred brand that I like to use. I'm going to use some spring onions. So I've got 4 bits of spring onion here, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 scotch bonnet, some whole pimento, this is necessary, some chicken seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, and I got some Dunn's River hot curry powder. You're not going to use the one you get from the Asian shops because it tastes totally different. The blend is totally different. So for jerk chicken, I would suggest you use the hot curry powder, Dunn's River brand, or any other brand. It doesn't really matter with this, but it has to be the Caribbean curry powder. So we'll start by adding 2 tablespoons of curry powder, 1 tablespoon of whole pimento, 1 tablespoon of chicken seasoning. Another thing that would be useful is everybody has their own way of doing this. This is the way I've been shown. When I opened a restaurant recently, we used to do Caribbean food. This is how we used to season it. This is my brother-in-law's recipe, and to be frank, I haven't tasted one better than this. Obviously, everybody has their preference, but this is the one I like, so this is the one I wanted to show you. Then all we're going to do is we're going to cut up the spring onions. We're going to pierce the scotch bonnets and crush the garlic and slightly chop it and mix it through. I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of the jerk paste, sorry. Remember that the jerk paste is very hot, so be very careful with it. If you don't like spicy food, be careful how much you put on it. Also, if you don't like spicy food, just use a little bit of the scotch bonnet. You don't have to use the whole one. Don't cut it up. You need to leave it whole because we're going to take it out after. Again, try not to touch it with your hands. You can see that this is frozen, so I'll keep mine in the freezer because it keeps better and it keeps fresh. That way I'll buy it, put it in the freezer, and I can use when I want. We're just gonna chop these rough, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna add to there. Like I said, just give it a little slice. Or you can do it with a fork, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna put that in there. You can crush it. If you got one of them crushers, you can use that, or you can use garlic paste if you like. So we've got all our ingredients in there now, and all we're going to do is just make sure you have clean hands, and we're going to give it a nice vigorous mix. We need to make sure we get right in the skin, so it all gets inside, all the flavor. We're going to leave this to marinate for 24 hours is best. You can do it for an hour, 2 hours, but I suggest 24 hours so all the flavors get into that chicken. Some people also like to put browning, which is another very used item in Caribbean cooking. In like curry chicken and things like that, they use gravy browning. I'm not going to use it in this recipe. Again, it doesn't need it. And another vital thing is thyme. I don't have any thyme, so I can't put it, but I would suggest you put thyme into this recipe. It will make the difference. You can also cut these into slits, so give it nice little slits in there if you like. And I think that's fine. Look at that. Nice and mixed all the way through. We're just going to cover this with cling film and put in the fridge overnight. Alright, so this has been marinating. I've marinated it only for 3 hours because I wanted to get this on, and I'm super hungry. But for best results, marinate for 24 hours. I just wanted to point out, if you don't have all these ingredients, don't stress about it. Just substitute what you can. Again, if you don't have the correct curry powder, just use whatever curry powder you have lying around. It will still come out good. The main thing you need is the jerk seasoning, jerk paste, scotch bonnets. You don't really need it too tough. It does give extra flavor. Like as you see, I didn't have the time, so I just didn't put it. But of course, this is all about quarantine cooking, self-isolation cooking. So we use what we have available to make what we can. So let's do it. Now we're just going to transfer this into oven tray. So we're just going to put in there, skin side down. So we're going to put skin down first. So I've got my oven on 200 degrees, so the highest mark possible. I'm going to cook in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes first with tin foil. So it's just going to be lots of juices in there. The steam's going to stay in there, so all the flavors just going to stay in there, and it's going to cook. It's going to give amazing flavors and color. Then we're going to take the tin foil off, turn them over, baste them, and the secret would be with the barbecue sauce. Then we're going to finish with barbecue sauce, let it cook without the tin foil, let it crisp up. We're just going to cover now with some tin foil. Again, this is going to help to cook it and keep all the flavors inside. So it's been cooking for 35 minutes or so on the highest heat possible. Look at that. Amazing. Flavors. Smells just perfect. So now we're just going to turn it over. So it was skin side down. Now we just turn them over. So I got this classic barbecue sauce, 100 grams. I mean, I would just do this by, I wouldn't bother too much about weighing it. Flavors are good. So now we're just going to put it back in the oven till it's nice and dark. We're going to continue to baste it. Later we're going to take away these juices, mix it with the barbecue sauce, and then we're going to use that to brush them again and finish. So I've just taken these out of the oven and plated them so you could see on a nice white background how amazing these look. Look how shiny, dark, glazed they are. So the barbecue sauce with the jerk juices have helped it to glaze the chicken and come up with this amazing flavors. Imagine if you finish this off on the barbecue, how this would be. It would just be this plus 10 in flavor. So I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of the glaze that I made. So all I did is I took out the juices from the roasting tray in the oven, and I just reduced them. We're just going to do that. Finish it off with a bit of spring onions. And that's it. Serve it with rice. You can serve it with plain rice or some rice and peas. It's entirely up to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Chef Lopez. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube videos. Follow me on Instagram at chef.lopez. Like, share, comment, and I'll see you soon.